everyone, Joe Bianchino here alongside Andrew Williams, back with another local preview looking at Week 6 of the NFL season. Jets, Bills, Giants, what to watch for, key to victory, and a prediction for each of those three games. And we start with that Broncos-Jets game, A.Dubs, that I'd be a little worried is going to get ugly.
It's going to get ugly very fast first. I mean, Peyton Manning is almost, he might get the record this weekend of passing touchdown. He needs 5.
Right. He threw for his 500th career passing touchdown last week since he broke into the league in 1998. 500th career passing touchdown. The Jets don't have 500 career passing touchdowns, and this is a true statistic. I'm not kidding. Jets quarterbacks combined since 1987 have 499, I believe, is the stat. So
1987.
It's going to be whatever. It's going to be whatever it is. That's just an outrageous look at the dearth of quarterbacks for the New York Jets over the last 20, 25 years of their franchise, and including, of course, the last 2-3 years of their franchise. And when we look at what to watch for this Broncos-Jets game, that's what I'm watching for. I'm watching right there. Quarterback position for the Jets, because it's been a disaster. And I think Geno Smith can improve if he's given the time and the work necessary to improve. They didn't give him that last week. He was pulled at halftime against the Chargers. And this is a real stat line from that game, too. So statistics that shouldn't be real but are, here you go. Geno Smith, 4 for 12, 27 yards with a pick. That was his line last week. Mike Vick came in his first 13 throws, 3 for 13, 13 yards. Everybody was brutal last week for the Jets. Geno Smith returns. I'm watching to see whatever the hell is going on with the two of them.
What I'm watching for is this New York Jets lack of running. They need to get back on track with their run game. They're 6th in the league with rushing per game.
Right.
Last week, not one player ran the ball more than 9 times, which Chris Ivory was one who ran it 9 times. CJ2K 7 times, had that costly fumble right after they got that turnover. I'm looking for this run game. Where is it? That's Rex. That's his thing, power running, and they just haven't shown it the last couple games. And you got to run the ball. You can't put the ball in Geno Smith's hands because we saw what happened.
Right. It's that ground and pound offense. Where's the ground and pound philosophy that is the Jets? The pound's not there. The ground's not there either, to be honest. So key to victory for me, I have a feeling I know where you're going to go. For me, front 4, the Sons of Anarchy, the front 7 have got to do their job. They got to put Peyton Manning down. I guess that's the way to stop him. He's that good, but I guess you got to find a way to just get him on the ground if you can before he throws the ball to any one of the monster receivers he has.
Peyton Manning's going to get his. I'm going to put that there. I mean, he's going to score. They're going to get touchdowns. He doesn't not score a touchdown unless it's against Seattle. Then, like we saw this year, he rallied back against Seattle. Mm-hmm. He will score. My key to victory is what I just stressed before, is the rushing attack for the New York Jets. You have to keep Peyton Manning off the field. You can't score if he's not on the field. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Keep pounding the ball. Get Chris Johnson screens. Just get your playmakers open. Hopefully Eric Decker's back this week, but the biggest thing is don't let Geno Smith or Michael Vick, whoever's playing, throw it too much.
Right. So this whole key to victory talk feels a little disingenuous because I don't think there is a key to victory because they're gonna win. Maybe you can hope that the Broncos are just tired because they're a Western U.S. team coming east to play a 1:00 game. Maybe you can hope that they're affected by the time change, and you can catch them.
Caught a movie the night before.
Yeah, maybe you can catch them, but I really don't think you can. I think it's 31-13 Broncos.
Yeah, I'm not going to go as bad as San Diego beat them 31-0, but I'll go even more than that. I would go 38-10 Broncos.
Oof.
They're going to score their points.
Sorry, Jets fans. Bills, Patriots, the second game we're looking at. This is interesting. They make the switch to Kyle Orton last week, the Bills do, sitting down E.J. Manuel. The two of us criticized, did not like that move. Kyle Orton gets the win. For whatever you want to say about his mustache, his beer belly, as I'm sure Dubs is going to say, for whatever you want to say about it, he got the win last week. Now he gets a test with the AFC East perennial power that is the New England Patriots. What I'm watching for, though, isn't even... forget the Bills for a second. Put this on the Patriots. Because I just said they're a perennial power in the AFC East. I don't know if they are this year. Because I look at that offensive line and how bad it is. I look at Brady's weapons and outside of Gronk, how bad they are. I look at that defense that's struggling at times but should be really the strength of this team given what they have offensively. I don't like the Patriots. And I'm looking to see if that throttling they put on the Bengals last week in prime time, was that the real Patriots finally stepping out off of a tough opening 4 weeks of the season, or was that the death rattle? And they finally, showed up and just said, we're still here, and then they're going to fade after that. Which one was it? We'll find out a little bit in this game. That's what I'm watching for.
Division games are always very tricky to me because you don't know. Teams get amped up throughout the week so much more than any other game. Last week, the Patriots got a lot of talk, negative talk. Brady's out the door. He doesn't like people there. Belichick and Brady era is over. I think they just went up against a Bengals team that was coming off a bye that wasn't ready. And I will never say that Brady, Belichick can't put on a performance like that. I just don't think they can put one on every week like that, like they did a couple years ago when they were undefeated and ran the table.
Almost.
Okay, we'll get to the Giants
18,
in a little bit.
18 wins, 1 giant loss.
I have no faith in Kyle Orton. And I will put it like that. I have zero faith in Kyle Orton.
Go ahead. Say something about his beer belly.
I'm not going to say anything about his beer belly or his porn stash, but I am going to say last week was a fluke to me. The Detroit Lions looked like the Detroit Lions from the last couple of years. They came out flat. Matthew Stafford didn't have Calvin Johnson. He was just throwing the ball all over the place. They had turnovers. Their defense didn't have the intensity. I think it was a fluke. And what I'm watching for this game is the Bills, also once again, almost like the Jets, to get back to a running game. Fred Jackson, C.J. Spiller, both only 10 carries. So you
need to do more. That's the strength of the team.
You're putting your team in the hands of a backup quarterback.
Flat out. All right. So you said they want to run the ball. It's interesting that you said that, the Detroit Lions weren't themselves last week because Matthew Stafford was throwing the ball around and they were turning the ball over. Sounds exactly like the Detroit Lions to me, but we'll move off that and go right to key to victory. You say they got to run the ball. I say stuff the run. The New England Patriots last week ran for 220 yards against the Bengals, and that opened up the pass for Tom Brady and his mediocre weapons. Stuff the run. Stuff the run, make them a one-dimensional offense, and make Julian Edelman beat you. And I'm sorry, if you can't stop Julian Edelman, then go play in college. So that's what you stuff the run, and then,
Key to victory right there?
That's my key to victory for the Bills.
I'll agree with that. I think the defense, and I like the Bills' defense. I don't think they get enough credit because I think all the focus is on the offense and the quarterback, which is normal. Quarterback gets all the love.
Yeah.
Offensive playmakers get all the love. Their defense is very stout, and I can see them getting to Brady. They get to Brady multiple times because Brady's the quarterback that will go down and say, I'll live for another play, another down. That's the key to victory for them. A couple of sacks, stuff that run. I think the Bills could maybe come out and win this game.
Give me a prediction. Are you calling for the win?
I'm calling for the Bills to win 18-14.
18-14. Field goal fest out there.
Field goal fest for the Bills.
I think the Bills certainly can win. But to your point about the Lions maybe not being themselves last week, the Lions are the Lions. They turn the ball over, Matthew Stafford throws it around. But who he was throwing the ball to last week was not who he should be throwing the ball to last week. That Bills win against the Lions last week should be attributed largely to the fact that Calvin Johnson was out, that Joique Bell was out, that Reggie Bush left in the middle of the game. That's why the Bills won that game last week. And, by the way, the Lions missed field goals, such to the point that they cut their field goal kicker the day after the game. So, that was a fluky win for the Bills. I think they can win this game. I think you're right about division games and teams stepping up for that. I just don't really – I don't see it. And I think that was the Patriots' death rattle last week, and I think you will see them tail off. They are not a team of our youth. But I think they do enough to get this win, 20-17 in a close game, but a Patriots win nonetheless. Giants-Eagles, the Sunday night affair here. This is going to be interesting because you can look at the teams the Giants have beaten, the Texans and the Redskins, and say, all right, well, there are questions there with each of those teams. Now you're getting a serious test in the Philadelphia Eagles, but at the same time, you can say, are you really getting a a serious test in the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a team that scored only 2 touchdowns in its last 2 games for what's supposed to be a potent offense. It's a very intriguing game. So when I say what to watch for, I want to look at the Eagles' best player, LaShawn McCoy. I think we'd all agree he's the best player on that Eagles team, except for the fact that last year he averaged over 5 yards a carry and was first in the league in yards per carry. Right now he's 22nd in the league in yards per carry and averaging under 3 yards a rush. Is the Eagles' run game that bad? Is this a scheme thing that's taken, yardage and touchdowns away from LaShawn McCoy and fantasy points away from me? But whatever. What is going on with this Eagles run game? That's what I want to see.
Biggest thing I'm watching for is how the New York Giants respond to the loss of their biggest playmaker so far this season, Rashad Jennings. He has that sprained MCL right now, sprained knee, whatever it is.
It's going to be a couple weeks.
Yes, Andre Williams is going to come in, the rookie, who looked good so far.
Yes. He looked dynamic.
He does. Very good right now.
Last game.
And with the Eagles having such a beat-up offensive line,
yep,
I'm looking
couple starters out on that offensive line.
I'm watching for the Giants to control this whole game.
Interesting. 'Cause I certainly think they can, and I think where the Giants win this game, if they win it, is on that defensive line. They got 8 quarterback hits last week on Matt Ryan. They kept Matt Ryan in a cluttered pocket, did not let him step up and throw late in that game in crunch time after the Giants had retaken the lead. So I think you're right there. But when I look at a key to the game for the Giants, it's don't make mistakes. No mistakes, no unforced errors, if you will. The Eagles haven't scored the Eagles have only scored 2 touchdowns in the last 2 games, but they've been competitive in both. They put up points in both because they're getting, punt blocks return for a touchdown. They're getting kick returns for a touchdown. They're getting defensive turnovers for touchdowns. That's how they're scoring their points right now. The Giants need to be free because the Giants have been prone to those mistakes. They've had guys, they have fumbled. They have turned the ball over. They have had kicks returned for a touchdown. They need to clear themselves of any mistakes, and if they can, they'll win this game.
My biggest key to this game right now is, like I said, what I'm watching for is that they can continue and no drop-off happens in their rushing game. Because that's going to open up for the newly installed Odell Beckham Jr., who I must add looked fantastic last weekend. He looked like a number 1 wide receiver in the NFL, and he was huge. I didn't know how big of a guy he was. But he outmuscled, outsped a lot of the players on the opposition, and that is going to be the key to victory this week.
And that OBJ performance should have been better than it was. When he was first inserted in the game, he beat a Falcons corner by, he had daylight between he and the corner, and Eli Manning overthrew him by a county. He threw that thing into a different zip code. But if he hits him, OBJ is gone, and we're talking about an even better premiere. So I think there's a lot to like for the Giants in this game. I think there are some question marks, especially on that run game, as you have mentioned. But I think there's a lot to like in this game. It's a division game. It's on the road. It's going to be difficult. But 27-21 Giants. That's my prediction.
You have the Eagles putting up 21 points on them?
I do. I think they'll hit some big plays. They may even get a return because the Giants' special teams
Darren Sproles has been fantastic.
He has been incredible. Sproles has.
I'm going to stay on this Giants bandwagon I've been on
for a bit
now, and I'm going 24-14. The New York Giants will fill that.
24-14. All right. So we're split on the Bills game, but we are agreed. Giants win. Jets. Ooh, sorry, Jets fans, but we will see what happens. Week 6 of this NFL season. Follow us, all of us, on Twitter at 1045 the team. Follow A.Dub. Give him the friggin'
AW_1045 FC. Check it out, baby.
It's ridiculous. At Joe_1045 on Twitter for me as well. And we will see you back here next week for a Week 7 preview. Enjoy Week 6, everybody.